Hello students, I hope you all are doing really well. So, we already know what is food and why it is important to us. So, we are going to study about food and digestion. But before getting further, let's have a quick recap of food we eat. So, we take 3 meals a day. The meal that we take in the morning is known as the breakfast. The meal that we take in the afternoon is known as the lunch. The meal that we take at night is known as the dinner. So we should take all 3 meals a day in order to stay fit and healthy, and we should never skip a meal. So, why do we need food? We need food to keep ourselves fit and healthy. We need food to get energy, and food also protects us from different kinds of diseases. Main kinds of food. So, food can be divided into three types. They are energy giving food, second is bodybuilding food, and the third one is protective food. Energy giving food. So, food items that provide us with energy to do work are known as energy giving food. These food items contain carbohydrates, for example, potato, sugar, milk, and banana. All these provide us with energy. Cereals like bread, corn, rice also provide us with energy, and they also fall in the category of energy giving food. Protective food. Food having vitamins and minerals are called protective food. Vitamins are found in vegetables, fruits, meat, apple, pear, pulses, etc. Third one is bodybuilding food. So food items which are rich in proteins like pulses, milk and its product, egg, fish, meat all fall in the category of bodybuilding food. Vegetarian and non-vegetarian food. So food items like fruits, vegetable, etc. are vegetarian foods, and non-vegetarian food includes like meat, chicken, eggs, etc. The people who eat vegetarian foods are known as vegetarians, and the people who eat fish, meat, eggs are known as non-vegetarians. So, how we can identify veg and non-veg items? So, veg items can be identified with a green dot, and non-veg item can be identified with a red dot. So there are some healthy food habits that we should follow in order to stay fit and healthy. First one says, always wash your hands before and after eating your food. Second one says, do not eat uncovered and stale food. Always keep your food covered. The third one says, never buy food from the street vendors. The fourth one is, always eat fresh and clean food. The fifth one says, wash fruits and vegetables before eating them. The sixth one is, chew food properly. The seventh one is, do not talk or watch television while eating. The eighth one is, eat lots and lots of green vegetable and fruits daily. The ninth one is, have at least 2 glasses of milk every day. And never waste food is the last one. We should never waste food and eat our meals on time and follow all these healthy food habits in order to stay fit and healthy. Now let's start with food and digestion. So Have you ever wondered how we perform daily activities and from where do we get the required energy? Yes, the answer is food. So, food contains all the necessary nutrients that give us energy. It keeps us fit and healthy as we have already studied. Roughage and water in it does not give energy, but it helps in the digestion of food. Nutrients. The useful substances present in the food are called as nutrients. The five important nutrients are carbohydrate, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Carbohydrates are also known as energy-giving food. It provides us with a lot of energy to work, play, study, etc. The types of carbohydrates are sugar, starch. So food items that contain carbohydrates are rice, bread, potatoes, and sugar. Items like sugar, rice, potatoes, butter, ghee, etc. are high in energy. So these are called as energy giving food. We need energy to work and play. Energy giving food provides more energy than carbohydrates. They help to keep our body warm. They get stored in the body for future use. Excess of fats cause health hazards like obesity, cholesterol, etc. Some examples of energy giving food are ghee, butter, nuts, oil. And excess of anything is harmful to us. So excess of fats are also harmful for ourselves. So we should eat it in limited amount. Bodybuilding food. Bodybuilding food are the food items which help in building bones and muscles. Some examples of bodybuilding food are pulses, soya bean, milk, eggs, paneer, etc. They help us to grow tall and strong. So bodybuilding foods build body by making new body cells. They help in the repairing of injured parts of the body. Very important thing which we should keep in mind that bodybuilding food are a very good source of protein. So we should include proteins in our diet and it is very much required for growing children. Next we have vitamins. Vitamins help our body to fight against diseases. It is required in small quantities to keep us healthy and strong. These are very important for proper functioning of our eyes, nerves, gums and for skin also. Minerals. These nutrients are required in small quantities by our body for proper and smooth functioning. They keep us fit and healthy. They help in formation of bones, teeth and blood. Some important minerals required by our body are calcium, potassium, sodium, iodine and iron. Vitamins and minerals are also called protective foods as they protect our body from various diseases. Next is roughage. Roughage consists of fiber. It adds bulk to the food and helps in proper bowel movement. It is very much necessary for proper functioning of our digestive body. Next we have water. It forms 3/4 of our body weight. It maintains balance of fluids in our body and it also removes waste in the form of urine and sweat. It maintains body temperature and helps us to work well. We must drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water every day in order to keep ourselves hydrated. balanced diet. So, a diet which contains all the nutrients, roughage and water in the amount required for the proper functioning of the food is called as a balanced diet. Preparation of food. Raw food. Some food items are eaten raw like fruits and vegetables like carrots, cabbages, cucumber as salad. These items contain a large amount of vitamins and minerals which get destroyed if they are cooked. Next, let's learn about cooked food. Most food items need to be cooked. It makes our food tasty, softer and easier to digest. It kills the germs present in the food. Overcooking also destroys the nutrients present in the food. So you should keep in mind that we should not cook the food beyond a level so that it doesn't lose all the nutrients. We must wash raw food items before eating as it removes dust and germs. Food preservation. Process of keeping food in a way that it saves its nutritive value for a long time is called as food preservation. Some of the methods of food preservation are freezing, boiling, salting, sweetening, dehydration and canning. So let's study about them in detail. Freezing. Food kept in the refrigerator remains fresh for some days. Germs do not grow so easily in cool places. We can retain the nutritive value of fruits and other items by storing them in the refrigerator. Next is boiling. By this method, we can preserve for a short time. Milk is kept after boiling as it may get spoiled. The third method is salting. We can add salt to preserve food items like in pickles and fish. The next method is sweetening. Excess sugar in food also acts like a preservative. We store food for a long time in the form of jams, jellies and murabbas by adding sugar. The next method is dehydration. In this method, food items are dried up in the sun to stop the growth of fungus and bacteria. Food like raw mangoes, potato chips are preserved in this manner. The next method is canning. In this method, the air is removed from the food and then it is packed in the airtight containers or cans to avoid the growth of germs. I hope all the methods are very clear to you all. Now let's move on to the journey of food in our body. Digestion. So, what is digestion? The process of breaking down food into simpler form that body can use is called as digestion. The main parts of the body involved in digestion are mouth, food pipe, small intestine and large intestine. The blood absorbs this digested food and takes it to all parts of the body. But what happens inside the mouth? Let's study it further. The teeth cut the food into smaller pieces. The salivary glands present in mouth produce digestive fluid called saliva. Saliva then gets mixed with food and makes the food soft and moist. The insoluble starch changes to soluble sugar by action of saliva. Starch is tasteless but sugar is sweet. Now, let's see about the digestion of food that happens inside our stomach. The tongue pushes the food through the tube-like structure called the food pipe that connects the mouth to the stomach. Stomach is a hollow muscular bag that churns the food into fine paste. The walls of stomach produce digestive juices that mixes well food and break down the protein into simpler form. Now let's see what happened inside the intestines. From the stomach, the food is pushed into a long, thin and coiled tube called small intestine. The walls of intestine produces juices that mixes well with food and breaks it further into simpler form. Other digestive juices that are poured by the liver and the pancreas. Bile from liver helps in the digestion of fats by breaking them down into tiny droplets. The process of digestion ends over here. By now, the digested food is like a liquid which is absorbed by the blood vessels of small intestine and is carried to other parts of the body. The undigested food passes into the large intestine. Solid waste is removed through the anus and liquid in the form of urine and sweat.
Digestive system and digestion. So that our body can make the most of the food we eat, it must first transform itself into a simple substance called nutrients. These nutrients are then transported by our blood around our body to be used and converted into energy.
So students, nutrients are converted into what by the digestive system? Is it the energy, fats, liquid or digestion? So which will be the correct answer? Think and answer. So yes, the answer is energy. Now let's move on.
This food
further.
Transformation process is called digestion and is done in the digestive system. The digestive system is a very long tube through which the food travels and is made up of the following parts.
So the next question here is, what is this long tube called? Is it the food pipe, the food tube or the digestive system? So yes, the answer is the digestive system.
The mouth, this is where the digestive journey begins. The teeth both chop and grind up the food we eat once it has been made into a ball.
So the next question here is, where does digestion begin? Does it begin from the pharynx or the mouth, the stomach or the liver? So yes, you heard it right. Digestion begins from the mouth.
Into a ball, it is pushed down the food pipe to the pharynx. The pharynx is a cavity which shares the digestive system with the respiratory system. It is from the pharynx that the food goes to the esophagus. The esophagus is a soft muscular tube that moves food further down to the stomach. The stomach is a widening of the digestive tube. It creates a movement which allows food with a mixture of gastric fluids. Once this process has been done, it then travels to the small intestine.
So the next question is, once food is digested in the stomach, the nutrients move along to the small intestine or large intestine? Think what will be the answer? Yes, the answer will be small intestine. Let's mark it. So yes, it's correct.
The small intestine is called small because of its width, not its length. It is actually a lot longer than the large intestine, measuring up to 7 meters in length, almost as wide as a football goal from post to post.
Okay, the next question is, the small intestine is called small because of its color or width? Yes, it's because of its width, not because of its color.
Well, it is here in the small intestine where the food digestion journey ends. Now it is up to fluid processes by 2 glands, the liver and the pancreas, to finalize the transformation from foods to nutrients.
So what 2 glands finalize the transformation from food to nutrients? Is it pancreas and liver? The second one is heart and lungs. The third one is sweat glands and mucous membranes. So what do you think will be the answer? Yes, the answer will be pancreas and liver.
Nutrients. Once the food is converted into nutrients, they then traverse the small intestine's walls and filter into our blood, where they are then made good use of by all of our body cells. But what happens to the food that our body doesn't need? All that, such as fiber for example, is transferred into the large intestine. The large intestine is a thick tube which accumulates substances which our organism cannot digest, and it is where water from these substances is absorbed. The substances then form fecal matter, or what we call poop.
Okay, the function of the large intestine is to collect all nutrients that were not absorbed in the small intestine. The second option says absorb water. The third one is form feces. And the last one is all of the above. So what do you think will be the answer? So yes, the answer will be also collecting nutrients that were not absorbed in the small intestine. And it also absorbs water. It also forms feces. So answers are all of the above. Let's take all of these answers and submit.
And it comes out of the anus. It sounds a little bit disgusting, but that's how our body works.